David? Deet?
Huh? What?
What are
Doctor,
you? What's going on?
What are you doing?
I watch Discovery Health Channel all the time.
You're not the doctor?
What are you? What are you guys? David, what are you doing?
Stuff on his face, and it just irritates me.
Oh my gosh! Now I tell you what, I've heard of barbaric ways to do something, but my
do you want to need a
goodness.
Phillips head?
Yeah.
Phillips head? What's going on?
Oh gosh! Well, what brings you guys in again?
Well, he's got this stuff on his face he keeps complaining about.
I'm
Oh my
not
gosh.
complaining. You're complaining.
Well, we've already taken care of that bump on the side of his nose a while back. Now,
So
what
tell
else
me what
is?
your problem is, Steve.
My problem?
Well, the one on your face, of course.
I've got a little. This is a chicken pox.
A chicken pox scar.
That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
But there's nothing
Well-
you can do about that, I don't think, is it?
Well, no, not after he fixed it up so nicely.
And I've got a
But
screwdriver.
gosh, I tell you what, no, there actually is some great ways to fix these things now. So if you look at what happens here, any type of an infection or inflammation, whether it be a cystic nodular type of acne dwelling, or if you get chickenpox, which is once again a type of a localized infection, what happens is it gets so inflamed and the infection will kind of create a damage to the dermis. And eventually it heals and doesn't cause a problem. However, that underlying part of the skin, the dermis, is the mattress layer to your skin. And obviously what happened is that's contracted down, and hence you're left with a little puddle-like depression, or a dent, or some people will call it a pock-like scar.
And when I shower,
So wouldn't the skin kind of like, you know how you did the one thing on his nose,
Yeah.
you kind of made it deeper than it needed to be so the skin
Yes.
could cover over it? Doesn't it do that with chickenpox and stuff like
No, because what we did here is, if you look, the mole that we took off his nose is a raised up area in which we're trying to bring it down. If you look at the chickenpox scar, or depressed like scars, it's kind of one level, and all of a sudden it drops down thin and then back up again. So it almost looks like a swimming pool in effect. So what we're trying to do is, you can, well, there's many ways to treat these, whether you have a Phillips head or flat head like you did. That's kind of the barbaric way. Another way to do it is you can actually come in here and you can excise these things, which means you take a scalpel or some type of a cutting instrument and you literally cut that void section out that's thinner, remove it, and then bring the two level pieces of skin back together. So that's one way of doing it, and we can do.
I don't like that way.
I know,
Yeah,
and that's still done in some types of scars that are deep. However, this one is kind of on the medium range, and so what we try to do now is we use lasers to try and not only ablate in kind of almost like a sanding tool, which is physically going to remove some of that tissue so you don't have these drop off edges, you know, of a swimming pool. What we're trying to do is make it kind of a more of a smoother transition into this depressed scar. The other thing we're doing too is using laser energy to shoot down through the skin to purposely create a controlled injury. And by doing this, the body's going to say, oh my gosh, I'm injured, and therefore the fibroblasts are going to start producing collagen, and then the elastin fibers are going to produce. Don't worry.
No, I'm a little nervous.
Don't worry. David no longer has the hammer and the screwdriver,
Good,
so
okay.
we're in good hands
Thank
now.
you.
But the scalpel
So,
excites me
yes.
for some reason.
No. You're not good with sharp objects. I've been with you too long.
Yeah, so eventually, you get two modalities. You're trying to use a laser that's going to physically ablate the tissue and also stimulate a form of healing. And that's going to kind of try and raise that scar up and make it less obviously visible. It may take one, it may take 2 treatments, it could take 3 treatments, and that's what we're going to do today.
All right. How we do it?
Well, what we do is we use a laser device here, and this is called the Dot laser, or that's the name of it. The company calls it the Dot. The actual technical name is it's a CO2 type laser, which actually physically ablate tissue. This is a fractionated CO2 laser, and when I mean fractionated, what it does is it doesn't physically remove all the skin in one area. It sends about 1,000 little teeny invisible, well, miniature invisible beams of light through the skin, and it ablates a partial or a fraction of the skin.
Now, before we did this, you said it was kind of like aerating your
Yes, exactly.
your lawn kind of
This
thing.
laser back here, the one that we use to remove the mole, that actually, well, I call this the lawnmower, and this is the lawn aerator. Where a lawnmower removes all the grass and cuts it down flat, the lawn aerator, you really can't tell that it was done that much when you're finished. And so what we do is we try and treat a fraction of that skin around there.
How about we do that right now?
Yeah, you want to do it?
Yeah, I'm not medically certified, but I'll give it a
Well,
shot.
enough talking. Let's do the treatment.
He's going to aerate my face, folks.
Gentlemen, fire the laser.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll need this, Deet.
I'll need this.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, how nice, Deet.
What does that do?
It's the glare.
That
It's the glare on the
prepares your
camera for me.
copper ostum.
Now, do we need the cooling thing on this, or is this just...
Yeah, we can definitely use the cooling too, because the cooling device mainly is just going to help with the
patient comfort?
with the patient comfort, exactly.
Do I
And
do
so-
anything? No?
Nope, you can just lay right here. And so this is a cooling device. It sends about -6-degree cold air on the face, and we can actually freeze it. Now, if you look here, and that little pattern that's being focused, this is called a pattern generator.
Okay.
And so it automatically will fill that little square with the shots that you desire. So we can change the size of it, and we can also change the shape.
Now, can you change the intensity of the
We
laser?
certainly can.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And so we'll probably go with a kind of a hexagon shape here, and we can make it smaller, down to about this size, so we can treat the appropriate area here. Now, like you said, we can change the wattage. We can change how deep each one of these little invisible columns of laser energy go through the skin, or how shallow, and then how many how many are stacked in each column of energy. And so we can change those, and those are different parameters we use for different settings, treating different conditions. So, okay, Deet, you're going to feel like a little bit. Here we go. Pretty fast, huh?
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster than the hammer and screwdriver,
I mean, it really is.
but it would have been cheaper.
Less blood.
Blood?
Yes.
We're bleeding?
No, not yet.
Okay. So that's what it looks like. And so that's
So is
it.
that done?
That's done. And so if you look, you can actually bring the camera in here, and I'll show you. I'll make the pattern generator a little bit different. And so we can actually treat, if you'll hold this for me, you can kind of put this right on the hand here, and I'll kind of show you. Wow.
What am I missing?
Nothing, but you're fine.
I smell
So
something
now you
burning.
can see this, and these are the little miniature teeny holes, and that's where the laser gets its name, the dot, because it puts all these little dots in there. So adjacent to each one of those dots are little islands of good skin. So it enables the skin to heal quicker, and it creates less downtime, less pain, less discomfort, and they're back and running. So, and that's
Well,
it.
we could talk about this all day. It's fascinating stuff. We will be back.
Yes, it
for
is.
more
And
stuff
so
because I like lasers.
Yeah, and indications for this would be acne scars, fine lines and wrinkles. You can do something called the Madonna lift, where you can do a brow lift by tightening the skin and pulling it up. I can take, and a lot of times, some people who need the lower part of the skin cut off, a blepharoplasty, I can sometimes make some people avoid having that done by using the laser to tighten the skin. So it really has an array of indications. So
Very interesting.
thanks for coming by, guys. We really
I
appreciate
feel
it.
like a new man. Do I look
Oh,
better?
you look great,
Okay,
Deet.
thank
Oh, you're amazed. Oh.
You look the same. You look terrible.